everyone. Everything that's happening in real estate across the country is important to us. So here we are at the first ever expo held by CREDAI in the National Capital Region, one of the largest property markets of the country. How is this exposition any different from the others? And you do have several happening every month. That's what we're going to find out. Vasudha Sharma is on ground to delve into that. Home seekers in the capital were in for a mega property treat at the CREDAI Property Expo 2012. The property fair was hosted for the first time by the NCR chapter of CREDAI. On showcase were an extensive range of residential and commercial properties by top developers across the National Capital Region. Festive offers, one-on-one interactions with the companies, and the ease of browsing through some of NCR's hottest properties right under one roof, the CREDAI Property Expo delivered it all. Financially powered by PNB Housing Finance, buyers who came into the CREDAI Property Expo had all their home loan concerns taken care of.
We are offering a fixed rate of 10.75 per annum for any loan amount up to 10 years and thereafter floating rate.
But the CREDAI Property Expo was not just about selling properties. Peace of mind to the buyer was on top of every developer's agenda here. What made this expo different from all other property melas was that only those developers who were accredited with CREDAI were allowed to exhibit.
None of the projects which are being showcased here are at the pre-launch stage. The titles have all been verified. The documentation has all been looked at. So it's a unique exhibition in that sense.
With CREDAI's pioneering Mission Transparency initiative and its self-governing code of conduct, this property expo stood out for its promise of safe investments.
It talks about a redressal forum wherein, if a customer does not get access to his developer for some grievance of his, he can approach the association, and the association makes sure that the developer and the customer do have an interaction, and the customer airs his grievances.
CREDAI's commitment to promoting transparency and accountability in the real estate sector has also been lauded by the government.
If the association takes up this movement of bringing in transparency and accountability, and public tries to build the public trust, it will be so much easier for them to move into the new bill regime.
CREDAI's focus on delivering quality housing and its thrust on fair and transparent dealings was the biggest selling point among buyers here.
At least the builders who are here, I can be assured that yes, they are genuine.
यहाँ जो हैं वो कम से कम CREDAI के मेंबर हैं, तो थोड़ा वो तो credibility थोड़ा है.
After a solid start in its maiden year, the CREDAI NCR team is gung-ho about making this an annual event, which they assure will only get bigger and better with time. In New Delhi, Vasudha Sharma, NDTV. Today in this exposition, I do have with me the CREDAI members and some of the leading panelists, which I'm going to introduce to you. And we're going to touch upon a range of issues, starting with pricing, quality, execution delays. Yes, we'll take on some hard topics, and essentially what is CREDAI doing to make sure that this industry becomes more transparent and more consumer friendly. Let me start with introducing my panel. On my extreme right is Mr. Sanjay Gupta, Managing Director of PNB Housing Finance. And they, of course, are supporting this exposition, the first ever in the National Capital Region. We've got with us Rohit Modi, Secretary CREDAI NCR, Executive Director of Ashiana Housing Private Limited. Rohit, good to have you with us. Mr. Anil Sharma, of course, a familiar face, Vice President CREDAI NCR and CMD Amrapali. Bharat Halvasia, Treasurer CREDAI NCR, Managing Director of Halvasia Group. So it's a young panel, exciting panel with very, very fresh views. I'm going to start with the overall theme, which is what is the demand supply looking like? There are questions which all of you have. Is there an oversupply situation in some pockets of NCR? Are prices likely to come down? Even if you're looking to buy a house, I think there's some assurance that you need on that. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Sharma. What do you think? There is a huge clamoring from consumers that prices have gone up too rapidly and too fast, and maybe
they should cool down a bit. But is it likely to happen?
See, I am slightly differing from this view that prices are going way up, because in NCR we experience 10,000 population every year. So, and because of many issues, land acquisition issues, or some inflation issues, bank rate of interest hike, the supply is not matching with the demand.
Right.
So NCR is always experiencing huge gap between demand and supply. You rightly told that in certain pockets there is a oversupply, but I don't find, because presently it is looking that it's a oversupply. Suppose you are taking the Greater Noida West, like Noida Extension or Noida, or some part of the Gurgaon. Presently we find that there is a huge quantum of dwelling houses coming in. See, NCR particularly is one of the largest supplier of affordable homes in India, as of today. And as I told you, floating population every year comes in huge in number.
Huge migration.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
huge migration. So NCR, because of Delhi being so costly, the entire the demand is ultimately being redressed by from these areas.
The outflanking
outer
areas,
skirts,
or the new micro markets which are developing, like Noida and Greater Noida. What's your view, Rohit? I mean, Mr. Sharma's pointed out a very important point, that's demands exceeding supply. So that's the reason, one, why prices aren't going to come down, and secondly, just the fact that there are so many execution delays. That's one. Also permission and approval delays, which means supply isn't coming fast enough.
Very true. You see, I think that NCR, among the top 7 cities, still offers you the lowest starting point. You can still get a very good quality apartment for 2,500-2,700 rupees a square foot in Faridabad, in Bhiwadi, in Noida Extension, in Rajnagar Extension, which if you look at Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai, you can't get this. So it is a myth that the prices have shot up dramatically. Secondly, cost of construction and the cost of labor has outstripped in last 2 years. The commodity cycle, cement prices, they swing like a pendulum. Sometimes it goes up by 15-20% in a fortnight, which is outside the developer's control. Labor cost has shot up dramatically. It's 2 times at least, from 2010 to 2012. These things do not allow us the luxury of bringing down the cost
prices anymore.
Followed by, as you said, approval delays. Sometimes the policymakers need to take cognizance of the fact that the more they hold on to the approval system, the inventory keeps on reducing in the market, and it inadvertently helps in firming up of the price. So times when you think that, say Mumbai has got too much inventory, but for 1 year no new supply comes in, so that inventory gets sucked up.
Absolutely.
So the prices still remain firm. Same goes for, say, current scenario of, say, Noida or Ghaziabad. So there is a supply-demand gap which is continuously playing its role, and I would fully agree with Anil that not more than 10,000 units are delivered per annum, which is nothing for an NCR kind of a population.
For an NCR. What do you think, Sanjay? Do you think, is it a myth that people are not buying homes anymore, or are worried about the huge spurt in prices? I wouldn't say about some pockets like Gurgaon where prices have gone up in a big way, dramatically in fact, but there are pockets which haven't done very well. What are the figures that you're seeing in home finance?
Let me tell you, Manisha, there is a very distinct sort of a trend which is emerging. The high value or the high ticket sales or home loans have certainly slowed down in the last 6-7 months.
Okay.
But when it comes to the mid segment or the upper middle segment, we are seeing a great traction. So hence, NCR is a little bit of a deviation from other parts of the country, but we see that home loans in the vicinity of an average ticket size between 35 to 40 lakhs, there's a very, very strong sort of offtake of our product. And another thing that I like to mention here is that this demand and supply gap is increasing so much that the prices, India has a true inflation where there's too much of money chasing too few assets to be bought. If you see, 3% of the Indian land mass is devoted to the urban centers, which caters to 35% of the population. The national population grows by about 1%, and the urban center population grows by about 3.5%.
Yes.
So I mean, it is a sort of a clinical cleanup which will help bringing down the costs. You know, these developers can't do much if land is not released, if plans are delayed. I mean, prices will keep on spiraling up.
This is what I've heard a lot of times. Who owns the land? Land costs 60 to 70% of any project, and government owns the land, or government units own the land. So essentially, with inflation and with land prices continue to go up, bringing down prices of homes is not going to happen in a hurry, or developers really don't have the room, elbow room to do it. Bharat, come in here on the other aspect, which is quality, right? Over the years, I'll be very honest, I've seen dramatic improvements in quality. What a product that you used to get 5 years ago, the product has gone way beyond. And that's something which most